And hello, everyone. It is Thursday, July 20th, and we are back. We are back from our Stampede food coma. It is the Calgary Real Estate Show. Now, for context, the reason I say food coma, for those that don't know, is I've been on a Stampede committee. That was my 10th year, and we
Wow.
do food tasting, daily food awards. So if you saw the daily award winners, that was our committee. And so we had a great time. And so, unfortunately, with my volunteer commitments, we couldn't do it last week. And Jaden, you were away too. You had a fun little getaway.
Yeah, fun at the lake. A really great time. Always great to get out there. But happy to be home as well. And you guys, because you volunteered on this committee as well this year, Natalie. I expected a lot more puffy faces, but you guys are looking good. You must have been detoxing since
You
Stampede.
have like a bite of everything.
Yeah.
And you might have one or two good items on every tour. And then there was things like the, what was it, Kool-Aid chicken, Mark?
Oh, yeah. The Kool-Aid chicken burger or whatever.
It was nasty. Plus you're
Yeah.
walking so much, you walk all over the bloody place. Like it's a lot of kilometers.
So you guys did your eating and actually probably lost weight, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, it didn't take, I think I was maybe up a pound or two by the end of the weekend, like the second weekend, and it's all gone now. So hashtag carnivore diet. That's all I'm going to say. Hashtag carnivore diet. Anyway, enough about us. Let's get to our weekly stats here and let's see what's going on in the real estate market. So I teased today's show with, often in the past, the Calgary real estate market, they have their own kind of slumber they go into after Stampede. And are we seeing that? I mean, ish, kind of. If we look at our new listings, 282, 318 sales. Now, new listings definitely up from last week. That's the highest it's been since the end of June. But we're still at 112% sales to new listing ratio. Pending's down a little bit, but still pretty decent. Price reduced to 129. Again, that's really in line with what we've been seeing over the past 5 weeks. Back on market at 58. Nothing really earth-shattering here. I think we'll just kind of see now over the next few weeks what that trend is for sales to new listing ratio on the detached side. And then our total active detached definitely jumped up to 1341 and 2667 for our total active. So, we're seeing increases in inventory because people are still listing in summer. Maybe the buyers aren't as active because they're on holidays or whatever. So we have a new listing coming up tomorrow in Southwood in Calgary. Beautiful bungalow, tons of updating to it. So we'll have to kind of report back next week, kind of anecdotally from the field on how long it takes for that to sell. So we'll go to the next slide, Natalie.
All right. This week in the real estate time machine. So total sales last year were at 549, this year at 713. So it's up almost 30%. New listings last year were 758. This year is 807. So it's up 6.5%. Actives last year, 5433. This year, 3401. So it's down 37.5% basically. And days on market last year was 30, and this year it is at 23. So it's down 23%. Sort of crazy.
Yeah, and that's what leads me to believe I don't think we're going to be doing much of a slumber. I think it might be a slumber in comparison to how kind of April through June have gone this year, but not so much our traditional, like things just shut down entirely. Don't you think so, Jaden? Because you've had a really busy couple of weeks here.
Absolutely. And you're right. Like generally speaking, in July, I go on holidays and I don't need to think about taking my phone with me because nothing is going on during Stampede. But absolutely, I would say that listing that you guys have this weekend, you're going to see a lot of action on that very quickly. Yeah, absolutely. This is probably in the 7 years I've been doing it, the busiest I've been in July.
Yeah, us too. I would say this has been, if not our busiest, certainly one of the most busy times we've had during this period post-Stampede. Yeah. All right, over to you, Jaden. Tell us what's going on.
So not a huge amount of change in in interest rates this week. I think one of the really interesting things to see here is that when we look at that fixed conventional versus the fixed uninsurable. And so what does that mean? Uninsurable is doing a refinance. It is a rental. It is, anything with a 30-year amortization or anything over $1 million. And so The really, really interesting thing to me is that on that 3-year fixed uninsurable, it is cheaper than the fixed conventional, 594 versus 609. So if you're in that space where you have a 20% down payment and you're considering a shorter term like that, there's a lot of upside to pushing it out to a 30-year amortization. You get a better rate, 15 basis points less, so 0.15% less. But also you're spreading out an extra 5 years for your amortization. And so your monthly payments come down relatively significantly. So there's some savings to be had there on that 3-year if you're kind of trying to time the market. The other thing I wanted to touch on really quickly is everybody is very, very excited. Inflation was down to 2.8%. We're back in that 1 to 3% range that the Bank of Canada is looking for. But why did they have that interest rate raise earlier in the month when they very likely knew this data leading up to that? It's because there's some other things going on in the background that make them think that we're not quite done yet. So part of that coming down like that is the comparable month last year. Gas prices were hugely high. We're a little bit more reasonable now. Those kinds of things had an impact. And the months coming up aren't as favorable for that kind of drop. So we might see inflation jump back up to 3% in the next couple of months leading up here. So just for people who are thinking, okay, the end is near, I believe we're getting there. But there's a little bit more work left to be done. So don't expect, because of that 2.8% inflation, that we're going to be seeing rates drop off a cliff over the next couple of weeks here.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And now over to the picture that shocks us all.
My favorite part of the day. This week, we're going to talk about elevating your headboard.
Okay, hold on. Whoa. Favorite part of the day? I thought that your favorite part of the day was waking up next to your husband.
Oh, it absolutely is. It absolutely is. But this is my entertainment. This is the fun part. So
I can't.
All right. So if you don't want to live like you look like you're in someone's basement of a serial killer's house, let's do something different. So this is talking about, this picture is showing expanding your headboard across the length of the room and incorporating your nightstands directly into your headboard, which is sort of a cool concept, right? It really makes it quite a statement piece by doing it this way. The next one.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. Storage. I know, this is a great idea. It's not quite like, do you remember the old water beds? And they had those shelves above
Yes.
them? Not quite. This is the modern version of that. So
yeah.
I like, you can display some art. You've got some books and stuff. And down below on the bottom there, you'll see there's a little shelf that sort of pulls out. That's your actual nightstand. And you can push it back in if you want. Thought that was
cool.
A touch. This one is upholstering your headboard to add texture. And I do love an upholstered headboard. We have one. However, if you have dogs, I highly recommend not doing this. We have dog hair embedded in our upholstery. Yeah. It's really, it's gross. Ugh. All right, moving on from that. Match your headboard with your paneling. So I sort of like this. It just sort of gives, it's a small room, so it has sort of that monochromatic look, but it just adds a little detail that sort of pops. And last one is not to forget the text. So this, again, is an upholstered headboard on this one, but their actual nightstand down below has built-in, USB ports, USB-C ports, all those kind of things, which people are really looking for. And you'll see that in a lot of new furniture, whether it's, bedroom sets, side tables, that kind of thing, where they incorporate it in, which really, gets rid of a lot of the wiring and that kind of fun stuff. And that's all.
Cool. Thank you. All right, we're going to wrap up today with some fun events for July and leaking a little bit into August. But Callaway Park is a fun thing going on. Ends here this weekend and then next weekend. So they have an extra 2 hours with Callaway Park on Friday evenings in July. And then I should get Jaden to say this because he'll probably say it better than me. Fiesta Latino.
That was beautiful.
That's this weekend.
I can't beat that. That was beautiful.
Okay, well, thank you. That's at Olympic Plaza. And then what you do is if you want a true food coma, you go eat some Latino food. Then you slide on over to 7th Ave Southeast. You go to the Afro-Caribbean Food Festival. And then it's like Stampede all over again. So that's happening July 22nd and 23rd. And then fun, night at the Midway at Heritage Park. I think that's super fun. They have those old vintage Midway rides. Calgary Folk Fest, that's a big one. Prince's Island Park, the 27th to the 30th. The Blues Fest from July 31st to August 6th. That's at Millennium Park. And then the Stampeders. Yes, we have a CFL team in Calgary. Not that we just have never really talked about them, but they're playing. They have their family fun day. I believe it's this weekend against Ottawa at 5 p.m. So they have this whole Gridiron Park open a couple hours before the game. And I think the tickets, they start at $20, which is really, really good for, for that. It's professional football. So, so that's what's going on around the community this weekend. So Jaden, I guess we'll see. It will be interesting to see if the activity continues for you.
Yeah, I'm still feeling that it's coming, but I think I'll probably have enough time to get to the Fiesta Val this weekend and get some good Latino food there. So
yes. I'm on a bit of a diet here for a little bit, so you go enjoy that. All right. Well, that's it for today, everybody. Thanks so much for watching, either live or later on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn, and we'll talk to you all in 7 days.
Bye, guys.